Here with you tonight, and to share a few thoughts with you before we give out the awards and the grants. When Carla asked me if I would share some thoughts with you tonight, I asked her if there was a topic or a theme. She said no, but keep it brief. So with that in mind, I promise that we will be out of here by 11 or 11:30. So it is an election year, and so for politicians, it's very important when you get a microphone to make sure you use every minute available to you. Although I am not running, I certainly could share some thoughts for other people that are. But that said, I do like the thing that I love about the Mushroom Festival and about this evening is two things. The Mushroom Festival, for me, accomplishes two goals every year. One, it brings huge awareness to a local industry that drives our local economy. And I'm not sure how many people really realize that, but when you really take a look at what our mushroom community does, it is an economic driving force of our community in a time where communities across this country would love to have what we have right here in Kennett Square. The commitment from the business owners that go to work every day and put their family savings on the line and put their opportunities on the line so that others can be employed and they can produce a great crop of mushrooms and really drive the economic engine of our community. So I love the fact that the Mushroom Festival really brings that together, and the neat thing about that too is that so many of our mushroom families in our community really are now looking to second generations and third generations and fourth generations of families that have worked hard to really grow this community, both through their agriculture but also through their ongoing giving. You know, some of the great giving in this community comes consistently over and over and over again from the families that really put it all out there to grow mushrooms. And so I love that about the Mushroom Festival, that we don't miss telling people that that's the truth about it. We really are the mushroom capital of the world, and that's true. I will tell you that while on vacation in Italy, I was in a restaurant in Rome in Piazza Navona, and I walked into the kitchen, walked to use the restroom, walked through the kitchen, and right there on the counter was a box of mushrooms from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. So that was a great thrill to see that. So the mushroom capital of the world, as we're greeted, we come in and see that on the water tower, is really true. The second aspect of the Mushroom Festival that I love so much is that the money that is raised from the hard work that people put in goes out to great community service organizations. It amazes me, and I'm in a unique position being mayor, that I get to see so many different organizations that are out there. I think that's the one thing that has really blown me away over the last year, is that there are so many community organizations every day giving away time, money, resources, and service to make this community a great place to be. And I love that about the Mushroom Festival, that's $70,000. Do you know how many, I saw today, I got an email that grant money from the state of Pennsylvania, complete dead standstill. Right? Don't even bother filling out a grant. There's no money available. But at the same time, we're here tonight because a bunch of people get together, work extremely hard, and raise $70,000 to give out to other local organizations. It's incredible. There are so many places across this country that would love to have the opportunity to have an organization like the Mushroom Festival that gets together and raise money and give back to their communities. So I love that about us. I love that about the Mushroom Festival, but I love that about Kennett Square. You know, a lot of you don't know me. I'm new to Kennett. I've lived in Kennett Square for 5 years. Before that, I lived in East Marlboro, so I don't consider myself to be that far away, but just 5 years in the borough. And what really attracted me to moving into town was a sense of community, a true sense of community. And I kept looking for that opportunity to find the right house and the right time to move here and be a part of this community on a permanent basis. And I'll tell you, I just would love to give you just a moment of history about myself. I grew up in Downingtown, grew up in Chester County, grew up in Downingtown, graduated from Downingtown, went to Westchester and Westchester University. And I've really spent my career, I started off as an EMT, became a paramedic, and then was a police officer in Westchester for just shy of 10 years before becoming a real estate agent. So I say that I've made an entire career, my entire life has been focused and grown on working with people in their homes at their time of need. Really? So as a paramedic, as a police officer, and now as a realtor, everything I've ever done, no one's ever come to me or come to my office. Everything I've done has always been about being out with people, being out in their homes, being out and being part of their lives, and experiencing that. So I have this really unique perspective on people, a really unique perspective on community, a really unique perspective on what it takes to make a town grow and what makes people tick. You know, I've had the opportunity to see people, some people at the absolute best of their times, and some people at the worst and the worst of their times. You know, I've been there to deliver babies as a paramedic and watch new babies come into the world and see some really happy parents. I've had the opportunity to be at some accident scenes where I think we've made a big difference and brought people back to life. I've seen people at their absolute worst, where I've seen children as victims of child abuse. I've had to knock on families' doors at 4 o'clock in the morning to tell them about a loss of a loved one in a traumatic accident. I've sit there and held people's hands as they've taken their last breath and died. And like I said, I've had a chance to hold new babies' hands as they've come into this world. So I've been with people face to face in great times and hard times, and really gotten to know what kind of makes us tick. And it's because of that that I really, community is important to me. And when I look at these organizations that we have and the time and the energy that they put into making the community that we live in so strong and so vibrant, I love it. Because every day of the week, it is far more important for you in the organizations that you're in to do the good work that you do than it is for us in government to do the things that we do. Every day of the week. You know, last year when I was first elected, Mary Hutchins asked me to come and speak to historic Kennett Square. And it was kind of the first opportunity I had to come out and share after I got elected. And she said, well, we'd love to hear what your agenda is for Kennett Square. Come tell us about what your agenda is and what you want to do. And I had to think about that for quite a while. And what I realized was this: I don't have an agenda. I didn't have an agenda. My agenda was to make sure that government didn't have an agenda, so that everybody else could go and thrive and do great at what they were doing. Like, that really was what it was. I wanted to come in to an opportunity to serve my neighbors and to serve my community and get out of the way of people that work hard. You know, that people that come in and want the borough to give them opportunities to expand their businesses. I want to get out of the way of letting that stuff happen. When organizations, community services come in and say, we want to do this event or we want to do that, I want us to get out of the way so that those organizations can thrive and do what they're good at. And what they're good at doing is serving the communities. That was my goal. That was my agenda, was to stay out of the way and to support other people in their goals and their agenda. And so far, I'm loving doing that. I get the opportunity to go to so many different events and hand out awards and shake people's hands and congratulate them for all the great things that they've done. And I really love it. You know, for me, when you look at these organizations, really from the senior center that takes care of our elderly folks, all the way down to the YMCA and the garage and the things that they do for our youth. When you look at our volunteer firefighters who get up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all through the holidays consistently, so they can take care of all of us when we need them most. And they come out and do that thing without asking for anything. And that's what I love. I love all these different organizations, from the food pantry that gives food to 1,100 families in our community every month that don't have enough money to buy enough food to feed their families, that provide money for the utility bills when their oil runs dry and they don't have enough heat for the summer, to the Longwood Rotary, to the different groups that come in here. And you're going to hear a long list tonight of people in groups that are going to receive awards. I love the opportunity to come meet these people and to learn about what their organizations are doing. You know, last year, Kennett Square was voted one of the 5th coolest towns in America. And people ask me, why do you think it was so cool? And I'm telling you, it's because of you. It's because of the people in our community that are our neighbors that go out there every day and do what you do so that the rest of us can enjoy better lives. And it really makes me proud to be able to stand and be the mayor of this community. I get to take a lot of accolades for the work that other people do. But really, the biggest pride that I have is the opportunity to stand here on behalf of the Mushroom Festival tonight and to be able to hand out some financial rewards and benefits so that you can go back and make our community a better place. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity. I really appreciate it. And thank you. I'm going to ask Carla Lucas to come up so we can hand out some awards.